So here today I'm going to be talking about a 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. This is an SE, which would be Hyundai Santa Fe's base model. Santa Fe is probably my favorite car in the Hyundai lineup. There's nothing really too, great about it. It's not a Porsche or a Mercedes by any means, but when you're looking at value in an SUV and a good overall family car, I can't really think of anything else for the value you're getting out of it than a Hyundai Santa Fe. For starters, you get 22 city, 29 highway. These are all EPA estimates. You get 25 combined. Starts you out at $26,915. That's your MSRP. We'll go inside. One thing I really like about the Santa Fe and what they've done, it has to do with the interior. I'm gonna go with the back seat here so maybe you can see a little bit better. Just the way the interior looks, it does include the Yes Essentials. Just kind of the way the design of the color of the cloth interior, I really like. It kind of has a luxury feel. Other than that, I mean, really nothing special about it. I'm not a big fan of leather personally. I have black leather in my car and it's hot in the summer. One thing I will say that's good about Hyundai is you do have good AC systems. Another thing I like that's cool about the Santa Fe is it's everything that's standard. Reason I say they're good family cars, if you look over here, automatically standard on every Santa Fe, you have your rear child locks, so that's your windows and your doors. So when I've engaged that, I can close this door and it's unlocked, just so y'all can see here. Now that this is engaged, I can't unlock the door. I can easily press this, disengage. Now I can unlock the door. That's if you have kiddos and you want to engage child lock, that's something you really care about. That's a nice feature to have, so you don't have to manually keep pressing the button every time. The other thing that's cool is you have the telescoping steering wheel that comes in and out. Something you don't really think about until you actually use it. But all the standard features such as your blind spot detection, that also gets your rear cross traffic alert. Rear cross traffic alert is good if you're at the, say, Walmart. You got two big old trucks next to you and you kind of can't see when you're coming out, so you just kind of got to inch out and guess. The rear cross traffic alert will detect when cars are coming behind you this way and it'll alert you. It's one of the features that you really don't think about, so you go to use it and you actually see it used for the first time and you realize how awesome it is. The other thing that's really cool is you have adaptive cruise and active lane keep assist. Adaptive cruise, that's going to adjust how close your closing distance is to the car. If you're not familiar with adaptive cruise, standard cruise control, set at 70 miles an hour. Say a car cuts you off in front of you and you got 50 miles an hour, you either hit your brakes or you're going to run in the back of that car. Adaptive cruise uses radar sensors, which if you'll follow me this way I can show you. It uses radar sensors on the front of the car, which is this little box right here. It uses those radar sensors, and essentially what it does is detecting how close the car is in front of you, and it's going to automatically apply the brakes and automatically apply the gas. So when that car gets out of your way that's going 50 miles an hour, the car will automatically speed back up. So that's just something that's really nice. If you do a lot of traveling, you'll go to appreciate it really quick, I promise. So I had to drive a car out to Galveston for a customer, and I use adaptive cruise along with the active lane keep assist, which is what I'm going into next. This is what you see here at the top left. When active lane keep assist is engaged, it will turn green, and you can easily disable all these features. You don't have to use them. So if they bug you or whatever reason, don't worry about it. If you engage the active lane keep assist, when you go to depart the lane, it'll automatically correct you. The car will do it itself. You don't do it. It's a subtle movement. It's not like it just jerks you back in the lane, but it'll correct you back in the lane so that way you don't drift out of the lane. It's good if you ever, for whatever reason, fall asleep or really anything. Just kind of cool to have. You also do with that get what's called emergency braking. That's something you kind of won't ever really see. If you see it, it's kind of something you don't want to use, but it's always nice to have. It's got a system that will detect the car in front of you. If you're about to come to a collision, it'll automatically apply the brakes. It's something that just, it's there, you don't really ever want to use it. You also have automatic headlights. That's engaged right there just by pressing auto, so you don't have to worry about headlights. You do have front as well as rear windshield wipers. Another thing that's cool, not everybody likes, everybody's kind of scared of, it's kind of new. Generally when things come out that's new, people don't like. Us as humans and creatures of habit, we don't like change. People, they tend to freak out about change. But if you come right here, you'll see the auto off function. Now there's a lot of different parameters, such as your climate, the ambient temperature, how long the car's been on. There's a lot of factors as to whether or not it engages. But if all these parameters are met, such as temperature outside, climate, it'll automatically turn the motor off if you ever come to, say, a stop at a stoplight. So if you have a really long night, say you sit there 5-10 minutes, so that way the motor's not just running gas, it'll automatically shut off. Now a lot of people say, well, isn't that hard on the starter? Glad you asked. Hyundai has compensated for this. They've added a heavy-duty starter to all vehicles that are equipped with that. On top of that, you also get your 5-year 60,000 limited, better known as your bumper warranty, and your 10-year 100,000 powertrain, which is stuff like your engine, transmission, mostly the things that move the car. You also get 5 years unlimited mileage roadside assistance and 6-year unlimited mileage on your paint preparation warranty. Also, what's cool, the standard is you have your FM, AM, as well as Sirius XM. You also have Apple Carplay, that's engaged there. I'm not gonna get too in detail with that. I'll probably do that in another video. You can look it up online. Apple Carplay, Android Auto. Essentially what it is how you use maps on your phone. It'll mirror that screen to your phone. If you have iPhone, it's real easy to set up. It's so simple. You just plug it in via this USB cable here. You plug that cable into your car. If it's I believe iPhone, I want to say 7 or newer. I think it's iOS 10 was when they first introduced it. Basically, you just plug it in your phone and it'll mirror your screen. So that's that. Hands-free option as well on the steering wheel. Then this is just kind of your cluster. You can set your maintenance. You can also see tire pressure, set service intervals, and just a bunch of different settings and whatnot you can go through in there. Let's see here. Let's go to the back seat here. Another thing that's cool, people don't really think about it, because a lot of people don't sit in the back seat, especially if you're buying a car. You typically buy it for yourself. But if you do a lot of road trips, this seat reclines. When I was a kid and a car had reclining seats, I was a kid in a dream. It's the greatest thing ever. Easy to be comfortable. It sucks sitting in a stationary position. It's either you like it or you don't. Another thing that's cool too is you have your side curtain airbags. They come all the way back to the second row. That's Hyundai has some of the best safety rings in the industry. Also, you have your rear climate control. That's us being here in Texas. We all know it gets hot in the summer. You come down here, you have 2 USB outlets. We're kind of moving towards a society where kids are now being born and they're going to have tablets in their hand by the time they're 3. That's whether you like it or not. I mean, tablets, iPads, that's something kids are going to start using pretty regularly. We'll come back here to the back seat. Standard 2 is alloy wheels. You don't have wheel hubcaps on the Santa Fe. Come back here, very back. All Hyundais come with floor mats. Most of them come with cargo nets. Not all of them. And most of them come with the rear cargo cover. That's in the plastic wrapper. I don't want to leave that out because it's a new car. I don't want to get in trouble for that. Cargo cover just comes out and it'll cover your rear cargo. It's good when you do Black Friday shopping. People can't see back here. Also, it's got a spare tire. That your jack and all that stuff is there, and your spare tire is conveniently located underneath. These are your wheel locks. That's part of our dealer ads here at Hiley. Go into detail with that later on. Backup camera is standard as well, so that's that. Now I'm gonna drive us around the block, show you all the active lane keep assist, hopefully, and see what we think. I'll have him hop in. Alrighty. All buckled in, Martin?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty, another thing I didn't go into detail too, you do have an electronic parking brake. You just pull it up there when you're engaged in park, and your parking brake will automatically engage. You'll see it engage down there. You can disengage it, you just press down there, and you'll see the light goes off there. Another thing that's cool too is auto hold. I didn't go into details on that. Auto hold is cool when you're in traffic. So say you're rolling and you finally come to a complete stop. Say you're at a drive-through. You know how many times you got to sit there, and especially Whataburger. It's my favorite place, but we all know how long it takes to get a burger at Whataburger. And you're sitting there, and you finally decide that I'm gonna put it in park. Well, you don't have to put it in park anymore. With auto hold engaged, you can take your foot off the brake. It is still in drive, and the car will not go forward. You'll see auto hold, it'll turn green. What that is saying is the vehicle is automatically gonna be held. And then when you wanna go again, just foot on the gas, and here we go. Let's see here. So we're on the back of the lot here. One thing I want to show you is just the active lane keep assist. Hopefully I can do that on video without wrecking this. That'd be fun to try and explain to my uncle as to what I did with this car. But try and show you that. Adaptive cruise is something that it's kind of hard to do until you're on road trips. You can use adaptive cruise in day-to-day. Not saying you won't, but in my opinion, it's hard to use until you're kind of spaced out and on open road. So I'm just going to drive us off here. So you do your presets. One thing that's cool about the Santa Fe is you can have up to 40 presets. You have FM, AM, as well as Sirius XM. All that is standard. When you buy a new car, you get Sirius XM free for 90 days. I always tell people, this little hint, let your Sirius XM expire before you renew it. Typically, Sirius will give you a better deal once it's expired. Usually not too terribly expensive to subscribe to it. I think you get it for like 50, 60 bucks a year. Most people don't use it because they don't feel they'll ever use it. Me personally, I don't use it. But if you're on the road a lot and you do a lot of traveling, it is nice to have. So I'm gonna make a little right here. it's kind of the test drive route I use. Customers come in, a lot of people, they say that they don't want to go on freeways or anywhere where there's a lot of traffic just because you're in a new car, nobody wants to wreck it. Even though we're insured, you don't have to worry about it. I understand it's nerve-wracking, you're in a new car, it's a new place. Not everybody that comes in is from Burleson. That's we get a lot of people that actually travel a couple hours, 3, 4, 5, even 6 hours away, even other states, to come and buy cars. So we may be in Burleson, but I promise we are not beat on price. So I do a lot of internet shoppers, and trust me, they compare us to 5 or 6 different dealerships, and there's a few times we do get beat. I'm not going to say we're always at the top, but I'm going to tell you that it's very rare that we ever are beat on price. We try to be very competitive in the way we price vehicles, because if we're not, we don't have business. So up here, hopefully this active lane keep will engage, and I can show you how to use it when we get 2 stripes on both sides of the road. It uses a camera right here. It's on the other side of the mirror, you can't see it. That's how the active lane keep is basically judged by the car. So it's a camera system. So now you'll see the lights green. I'm going to try and leave the lane, and that steering wheel is moving itself. I'm not doing this. As you can see it move. That's active lane keep. Adaptive cruise, I can't show you because it's kind of hard to show you unless you have cars in front of me, and I don't want to go 40 miles an hour into this roundabout. But adaptive cruise, all it essentially is it uses radar sensors, and you can adjust. You have short, medium, long, and that's what you can adjust in your adaptive cruise settings here. I will tell you this personally, whenever I've used adaptive cruise, like I said, I went out to Galveston, delivered a car for a customer. That's about a 4.5, 5 hour drive, give or take, how quick you get through Houston. When I was going out that way, I got to play with adaptive cruise. It was kind of cool. That's probably one of my favorite things about delivering cars. You get to kind of play with these newer cars. I don't have all these fancy features in mine. But I had it on the shortest setting, and I'll say even then it probably had 2.5, 3 cars in front of me. I definitely didn't feel like I was in a too close of a distance that I was going to hit the car in front of me, even going 70, 80 mile an hour. Now, I don't advise you to speed. Make sure you always stay within speed regulations. But just so you kind of have an idea there. But so that's that. This is the 2019 Hyundai Santa Fe. I've kind of gone pretty thorough, kind of in-depth on it. All power windows, power locks, all that's kind of pretty standard. I didn't go into climate and all that because I think everybody has a pretty much well understanding for how a climate control system works. But if there's any questions you have about these cars that I did not answer, please comment below. And that's it for now. Bye-bye.